I study a bachelor in chemistry. Then I did a master degree in molecular biology. And then I finished the PhD, all of in advanced chemistry, and all of them I did in Complutense University of Madrid in Spain. Then after the PhD, I move on to Naples in Italy, and now currently I'm a postdoc in the Department of Physics in the University Federico II in Naples, Italy. I started being an experimental scientist. During the bachelor, master, and PhD, I always did experimental research. But after the PhD, I decided to change a little bit to shift my expertise. And I now am involved in computational project. Almost 2 years ago, I start learning about computational chemistry and how the application of this computational chemistry can be very important to understand different biological processes. And this is what I'm trying to do right now. For me, it was a very huge jump in my career because it was changing the lab for a computer. So it was very challenging at the beginning, but now I'm very happy with this transition. Well, when I start my academic journey, I always was interesting to understand the biological function of different enzymes. I always have been very curious about the role of the enzymes in the body. So during the PhD, my PhD was related with the design of different enzymes. Now, as a postdoc, I trying to understand the biological role of enzymes, uh, but using these computational methods. This is a very difficult question because I think, like in life, research often follow trends. Right now, I think that in general, for all groups, it's very common to collaborate with computational chemists, in order to gain a deeper understanding of specific properties. And one of the most promising areas, I think now in chemistry, is the integration of artificial intelligence, in my opinion. I think that AI has this potential to change and to accelerate the research process from the design of molecule to the analysis of different data. And I think that, now I think it's one of the most essential tools in general across all scientific disciplines. The peptide and protein methylation conference, I think that was a unique opportunity to bring together outstanding scientists. From diverse fields, because I think that it was people related with biology, related with chemistry, related with physics. And when I saw the program, I was very happy to have all these people together in the same room and sharing all of them their expertise. The organizer of the conference was Professor Antonio Merlino, that I had the opportunity to work with him a few years ago. And something that I learned from him is the importance of collaboration between different groups and between different areas in order to have these groundbreaking discoveries. For me, it was a pleasure to be there and to have the opportunity to learn from this. very important scientists, and also to be able to discuss with them. So yeah, I mean, for me, it was incredible. Well, the abstract that I sent to this conference was related. I mean, in this case, our research tried to understand how small oncogenic, anti-oncogenic molecules can interact with biological systems. And our objective was try to elucidate how is the mechanism of action of these small molecules. I know that the research that we are doing in our group is very fundamental. I mean, we are trying from, I mean, we are doing basic research, but I think that this is very important because then it's necessary of this knowledge to then try to design these effective molecular targets. So, I mean, for us is it's very important to know no, the selectivity, the binding mode, structure relationship with all the properties. So yeah, I mean I think these were the more important question that I try to address with the other abstract. I think that when you work with biological system in general, you have a lot of challenges. In our case, one of the main difficult result is the unpredictable behavior of the drugs. I mean, when you start studying a specific drug, you don't know the behavior. I mean, it's very difficult to predict how will be the behavior of these small molecules. So usually for us, one of the most difficult things is try to reproduce the results in the different experiments. I mean, we usually try to do two, three, four, five times the experiment in order to be sure that what are we observing, it's true. So I mean, for us, I think that the most difficult part is the reproducibility of all of this. Absolutely. I mean, I remember that I left the conference full of new ideas and really with a lot of inspiration. I remember that, I mean, in general, all the talks were amazing, but I can remark the talk of Professor Annette Rompel, I think if I'm not wrong, from University of Vienna, that she showed, she worked with polyoxometalates and she showed different application for these polyoxometalates. I mean, with the same molecules, she was able to study cancer. She was able to study diabetes. She was able to design a startup. I mean, it was incredible how the application and the collaboration with different people. R- she was able to reach all these amazing articles, and when it was impressive, very impressive. Well, actually, yes. Now we are finishing the writing of the full manuscript, and we are just finishing the data analysis of the final results. I mean, we are putting together all the information from the computational part and from the biological part. Yes, now we are in this writing process. We are trying to put together all the things that are to write a beautiful story about this. Yes. Well, the selection of the journal always is a tough part. I mean, because it's very difficult because at the end, your research will be forever there. In my case, I think that the first thing that I usually, when I'm looking for a journal to publish, is to look the journal scope, the relevance to my work. Then of course it's important the impact factor. I mean, always we want to publish in the higher impact factor journals. But then, for example, there are different journals that they have a very long time to publish. And for me, always this is very important. I mean, it's necessary that the journal have a speed and transparency process of publishing. And also of course, the review process. I mean, for us as a scientist, it's important that someone can review of article, and in order, I mean, I think it's more important for us in order to improve our research. We know that what we are trying to do is the best, but of course we always love to learn from others. So yeah, I think that journal scope, impact factor, review process, and also, you know what, something about the visibility, because I think that now a lot of journals, for example, they use the social media they share their articles. For example, in X, they publish like a tweet. I don't know how to say it. And they publish this, and they mention you and also your university, so maybe someone that is there just reading or scrolling so this and can think, oh, that's interesting. So I think also, I mean, the this capability of visibility, it's very important. Well, actually, yes. After the conference, of course, I had the opportunity to look a little bit the website. I mean, the website is cute. It's well organized. I mean, all the things together. It's very easy to find and to look for different research and for different
Wow.
art. Maybe I was not able to see it a lot, but something that I have not seen was maybe thematic collections. I don't know. I mean, for example, no, with this conference, it was very specific for metalloproteins, but I don't know if you do thematic articles or thematic issues in your journal. I don't know. mm, Maybe to have a part in the website with this thematic part. That also, I think that when you are looking for a specific topic and you see this, is just like click. I mean, it's more easy for someone that is looking for these things. Well, for example, do this interview, I think that it's not very common for early researchers. So just this interview, I mean, it's very important. But then, of course, I have to mention that if the publisher can offer training, can offer resources for early career, also this could be very helpful for us, because I think that we as researchers, we have to deal with a lot of things. I mean, you have to know how to write an article. You have to know how to review a publication. You have to know how to manage all this big data. Um, so, so I think that you learn more or less working in the field, but it's not common to attend, for example, to a course or to a lecture, but very specific, and for, I mean, for early researchers, because you are dealing with a lot of things. So, I mean, I think it could be very helpful for us to have these training courses. when you are studying in your career. Mm. And also I think also another important thing could be a mentoring program. I mean, have the support of someone that have more experience. Always it's very helpful. I think that you always have to share your work. I mean, you have to go to conference. If you can, it's good to use preprint servers and to use social media to share your work. I mean, for example, X, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, and there are these platforms that where you can share and read the work from different college. Mm, and also, I think that another important, very important thing for early researchers is the networking. I mean, it's very important to know people that can help you in during your research because you are for sure you are gonna learn a lot about from them, and then I'm gonna learn a lot from your expertise. So I think that, I mean, yes, this will be the most important parts for me as early researcher to take into consideration.